What's going on, Spurs fans? Spurs Nation, 87. Game 1 of the 2017 NBA Western Conference quarterfinals. It is between the San Antonio Spurs and the Memphis Grizzlies, as the San Antonio Spurs take Game 1 and beat them 111-82. Before I get to talking about before I get to reacting to Game 1, can we please, I'm going to take a moment of silence in honor of the death of point guard Isaiah Thomas's sister, Chyna Thomas. This past Saturday morning, she was killed in a car crash, and she was only 22 years old, very young. So just a moment of silence. Rest in peace, Chyna Thomas. My heart goes out to Isaiah Thomas and his family in this most tragic loss. Prayers to you, man. It sucks when you lose family. I know how that feels. It sucks losing family. It hurts bad. Alright. Now let's get into the Game 1. So the San Antonio Spurs beat the Memphis Grizzlies 111-82. The first half was kind of rough. I mean, pretty much Marcus Gasol was going up for the Grizzlies. I mean, the dude looked like he couldn't miss. I mean, every time he was getting the ball, he was just shooting like crazy. You're just making shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. But then finally, just sloppy basketball. I mean, the Grizzlies just came out strong. They came out strong in the first half. I mean, they were aggressive. They were playing pretty good defense. They were just getting real fit, and I told y'all guys it was going to be a very physical game, and it was. It's going to be a physical series, and Game 1 showed it right there. It showed it. So at the end of end of the first half, the Grizzlies were up on the Spurs by 5 points, and then for something just happened in the second half. I'm pretty sure for sure Pop gave the Spurs a big tongue lashing. And sure enough, in that second half, man, did that Spurs team just tear it up. They played much better defense. They were shooting more consistently with confidence. You know, just much better defense, rebounding, putting pure pressure on Mike Conley and Pau Gasol. I mean, that's the Spurs look really good. I mean, they're like, you know what? We're not in the regular season anymore. This is the playoffs. This is the actual road to the finals. We want to get there. We got to show everyone why we got those 61 wins. Why we got here in the first place. And they did it, and they showed it. So, overall, in that second half, just like I said, more consistent shooting, much better consistent shooting. You know, much more better defense. You know, they're making their shots. Overall, the Spurs had a real good game. You know, it was led by our main top MVP candidate, which is Kawhi Leonard, who had 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Aldridge had 20. What was it? 20 points. Yeah, 20 points. 6 rebounds. Tony Parker, who really stepped it up. 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And everyone else was under 10 points. David Lee, Deadman, Mills. Other than that, I mean, Mills had like 3. He shot a perfect 3 for 3 from 3-point range with 9 and had 9 points to finish the game. So he did pretty good. But the main key in this game was somehow to play the beautiful game, but you can't really play too much because I guess the Grizzlies already know the Spurs style of play. So all the Spurs pretty much had to do was just be consistent on shooting. Just be a consistent shooting team. And that's what happened. So overall they shot 53% from field goal range, plus 53% from 3-point range. So let me see, from field goal range, I'm trying to remember, I think it was 41 of 77. Yeah, 41 of 77. The Spurs shot I'm trying to remember, 10 of 19. 10 of 19 from 3-point range, which is 53%. They had 11 blocks and 4 steals, team defensive effort, and they only committed 9 turnovers, so that's pretty good. If the Spurs can keep those turnovers at a minimum, you know, that's how you win games. Don't turn the ball over. Keep those turnovers to a minimum, and there won't be a problem. So 9 turnovers is what they kept it down to, so that's good. So they took care of the ball pretty well. And for rebounding, they out-rebounded the Grizzlies 43 rebounds. As for Memphis, they were 39% while shooting 31 of 79. They were 35% of 3-point shooting while shooting 7 of 20. That's a lot. So the Spurs did a real good job on defending that 3-point line. And then the Grizzlies had 7 blocks and steals and committed only 8 turnovers, so they did pretty good as well, taking care of the ball. And as for rebounds, like I said, the Spurs out-rebounded by 43 to 35 rebounds. So that's pretty good. But like I said, in that second half, that Spurs team turned the heat up. And you know what? Everyone's always bashing Danny Green. Everyone's always bashing Parker. Look, when it comes to that regular season, if the Spurs clinch the playoffs, it really doesn't matter. They already clinched the playoffs. Right now, when it comes to the playoffs, that's when consistency really matters when it comes to scoring. Like I said, Parker had 18 points. Danny Green only scored 2, but he had 4 blocks and a steal, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. So, hey, like I said, consistency in the playoffs is what really mattered the most. And Danny Green's defense was as consistent as you can ever see him be. Not scoring-wise, how he used to be, but in defensive-wise, he tore it up. So great job to Danny Green. Way to go to Parker for stepping up when we really need you. So great job, Parker. Let me see. Yeah, man, I mean, in that game, I mean, you just couldn't really stop Gasol. I mean, he's just a real big guy. I mean, he's a real big guy. He's got the length. He's got the depth. He can shoot. He is a good shooter. So after a while, they just stopped him from scoring anymore after 32 points. So, and Danny Green, man, did he give Mike Conley so much fits along with Zach Randolph. I mean, you take those 2 guys out of the equation, let Gasol shoot all he wants. You know, but you gotta take that. The Spurs gotta do a much better job guarding Gasol. I mean, and in the next game, the Grizzlies are they're gonna do everything in their power to come back and to retaliate against the Spurs in any way possible that they can. No matter what they got to do, they're going to do it. So the Spurs have to be prepared for that. Other than that, I mean, the Spurs were down by as much as 15 points. Only for the Spurs to come back from a 15-point deficit and beat their butts down by 29 points. They led as much as 38, probably 37, 38 points, I think. The Spurs were really ripping the freaking Grizzlies apart. That's the same way the Spurs need to play throughout this entire series. Especially if the Spurs meet, whether it's OKC or the Thunder or the Rockets. That's going to be a tough series. But we know the Rockets are not a good defensive team. Scoring-wise, yes, but defense, nah. And the only thing that's actually keeping the Thunder alive is Westbrook. Because if it hasn't been for Westbrook, that Thunder team wouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. So, with that being said, Spurs are up 1-0 on the Grizzlies.
Shout out to Soup.
So guys, before I end this video, shout out to everyone on Facebook. Shout out to everyone on all the Spurs groups, on my Spurs Nation page, on the Spurs U-Day page, the Silver and Black Strikes Back page. Special shouts to my Love My Life, the Spurs Fairy, and also my good buddy who's a Spurs super fan. His name is Soup, known as the Spurs Tron. Big shout out to you, bro. Love you, man.
It's not the Spurs. Spurs
Or as well known as Spurs Legacy, to be exact. Spurs Legacy.
Woo! Soup! Yay!
And by the way, I got chosen to announce his band this coming Thursday at Leaky Barrel. It's going to be a complete and great honor to announce his band, to come on the stage and to perform in front of other people there at the Leaky Barrel. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm truly blessed. Words can't describe how much this means to me. It means a lot. So I thank you, Spurs Legacy. Love you, man, so much. Also, big shout out to my bro, Joe Garcia. And all the other super fans as well. The Spurs Spider-Man, Spurs Deadpool, Spurs Bane, Spurs Big Homie, the Spurs Amigo, the Spurs Hulk, the Spurs Batman. There's a lot of people announced. Big shout outs also to Letty, Angel Villarreal, to Doris Pasco, to the biggest Eddie Green fan, Ezra Camacho.
Eric Clay.
To Eric Clay. Hey, Eric Clay is also coming downtown to San Antonio. I can't wait. This Thursday he'll be here. Big shout out to Eric Clay. Man, there's a lot of also big shout outs to the other Spurs super fans. Old School McGee, Spurs Phenom, Mike Sloan. There's a whole list to go through. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, can't forget the Spurs man, Leonard Johnson. Big shout out to the Spurs man as well. Yeah, Spurs Fairy. I said that.
Me.
Yes, I said that. I did make a shout out to my Spurs Fairy. I did say that. Like if I didn't, shout out to my Spurs Fairy. Love you. Shout out to all the Spurs fans all over the world. The Philippines, France, so on. So, all the international Spurs fans. Taro Kotani, Spurs Angel Shea, another Spurs fan from Midland, Texas, Robert Marquez, 5-time NBA champ Spurs from, I forgot what country, I forgot what city he's from, but he lives here in the U.S., so big shout out to him as well. Also, a big shout out to Tom Singleton. Hey, can't forget also, another Spurs super fan, TTSD Tom, the Spurs dude. Big shout out to him all the way from Corpus. So, game 2, guys. Spurs are 1-0 on the Memphis Grizzlies. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna get, like I said, it's gonna be another physical game. But the Spurs have to get more physical with the Grizzlies. They give them they give them fits. They give them fits. That's how you beat teams. That's how you get them emotional and they start making mistakes. That's how you beat them. The same way the Spurs played game 1, the same way the Spurs need to play in game 2. And not only just game 2, but throughout the whole entire playoffs, however far they make it. They make it to the finals, same way they need to play. So I'll be talking to you guys again soon, after game 2. Let's get this game, let's get in game number 2. And I hope everyone also had a great Easter. Everyone was safe, everyone ate plenty, had fun with their families and friends. And so again, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Till then, go Spurs, go!